sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. Oh, 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 oh,
Hello folks, welcome back. It's the Kaffee Klatsch once again, and no, it's not Afrikaans. It's adapted German for the American environment, Kaffee Klatsch. Sorry, thanks. Yeah, so I was just responding to Ronaldo. He invited me to come over there, so I missed that. So I didn't know he was going to do that. So anyway, so I missed an opportunity there. But I had to produce a video, which I'm just now sharing through WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups, because it's the only way to overcome the shadow banning and the fact that they're not helping hide stuff. I mean, that they are hiding stuff. Excuse me, they're hiding my stuff. So I have to put it on WhatsApp groups, share it with the moderators. Yep. What is this? Huh. Okay. Somebody just changed something so that I couldn't join a group. I don't know if it was directed at me or if it was just directed in general. Interesting. 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 Anyway, yeah. So, welcome back to the program, folks, where we try to answer. Okay, something's missing here. Give me a second. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. I couldn't find something I was looking for. Where we try to answer your questions about the Refugee program. I'm going to cover the stats. I'll bring that up in a few moments as soon as I get all this distribution done for this video. But it's taking a long time. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Finally, it came up. That took a long time. YouTube not playing nice, and then Telegram couldn't quite access the image, the thumbnail. So people are much more likely to click on a link if they can see the thumbnail than if something that doesn't have a thumbnail. Just saying. It's an important step for posting something. So we've got some big groups on Telegram where people find out about this only because it's posted there, because they don't get notified by YouTube. Somebody earlier said that they're trying to post other channels to grow them. Well, that's not entirely true. The algorithm will jump onto what's hot, and when I cover hot things anymore, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they don't cover it. So that's not entirely true. Anyway, so how are we doing? We had some issues with slower than normal bit rate earlier. Now we have a higher than the normal bit rate of 4.9 megabytes per second going out, so you should be getting it fine. What is shadow banning? Shadow banning, Henning Horizons, is when social media companies hide your content. So for instance, on YouTube, you have an agreement. You make an agreement with YouTube that you become a subscriber or you become a member of YouTube. Not a member. If you become you get an account with YouTube, you have an agreement. You're going to behave a certain way. You're going to do certain things. If you decide to start putting videos up, you would agree to adhere by their community standards and their rules, which are reasonable. We all need a rules-based order. Otherwise, people act like fools. But among that, when you subscribe to a channel and you click on all notifications, it's implicit that you'll be notified anytime that content creator publishes a video or does a live stream. You'll be notified in advance. Shadow banning is intentionally hiding that stuff so that subscribers are not notified. Less than 6% of the people who are subscribed to my channel, 127,000 people, bother to come to my program because of notifications, which tells me that almost none of them are getting notifications. Another way to shadow ban is that on your social media, they curate what appears on your screen. So for instance, based on my following certain channels on X, whenever I go on X, I get content from those content creators and it's posted near the top. So, and then it might feed some new things in that are related to that, but it'll still show me the things I'm subscribed to. But on YouTube, if they shadow ban you and your followers watch your program, they will stop showing them your content. So if you open up YouTube right now, and I'll do that right now, let's do that. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about here, okay? So let me show you, now it's going to show you things I don't watch, which is funny because sometimes they try, that's how they're pushing the algorithm. But let me just show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll get back to the show, okay? So here, let me click on YouTube, okay? So this will be your For You page. Okay, this is what should come up and show. Okay, Ronaldo Jose is live now. I didn't know that. Okay, so Ronaldo's live. And then Professor G is over here. Trevor Noah. I don't subscribe to Trevor Noah, but they're still showing me that. Here's something from the 1980s. They're showing me that. And then here's Hope Across Oceans. That looks like Debbie Ackerman. And then Black Mountain. So these are things that should be showing me things I'm interested in. Black people in the UK better off. Robbie Vasel, Southampton Police. These should show me things that I have some interest in. Okay? All right. There we go. There's Malay Tax Afrikaners. Okay. The 360 experience. So, and then there's Felly, the pseudo-German who looks Thai to me. Looks like she's a mix of Thai or East Asian. Anyway, that's what you should get. And if you don't see, so for instance, right now, Ronaldo's not being shadow banned because there he is. I watch Ronaldo and he's right there at the very top on the left-hand side because he's live. When I'm live, if you're subscribed to my channel and you say all notifications, you should be notified of that. People aren't being notified. We know this. People who have a subscription, last night, CB, one of my oldest subscribers and an original gangster with us from the very beginning, who subscribed to all my channels and is a moderator on this channel and a moderator on my rugby channel, was removed as a subscriber by YouTube, even though she goes to it all the time. Yeah, you're also getting Trevor Noah. See, that they're pushing something there and they're not promoting. So that's what shadow banning is, okay? You started receiving notices from my streams again 3 days ago. There you go. See, Pegasus? All I want is my approval. See, back in the day, they used to send you emails, but it became such a burden that we're spending so much money on sending out tens of millions of emails. They stopped sending emails whenever a video went up, and they're supposed to notify you on the app, but they don't. All right, what is being done regarding Limpopo since last year and prior? What are you talking about? What is being done regarding Limpopo? Oh, limbo. I thought this said Limpopo. Limbo. What do you mean, what is being done? You're not in limbo. Who's in limbo, Mr. Kando? Who's in limbo? Because you're not here within the time you think is appropriate, you're in limbo? You're not in limbo. Have you been contacted and told there's a problem with your case? If not, then you're not in limbo. Francois Ferrer, thank you for the 20 Rand super chat. Let me turn that back on. I had turned it off because I was recording that video. And then let's see, we got Dawn, Francois Ferrer. Kudos to Balkman, our hero. Thank you. Just want to start with why I'm grateful. Woke up this morning thanking God for today. Waking up next to my wife, having a roof over my head, food to eat. That's pretty awesome. Oh, so grateful for the Refugee program. Okay, Martin. Grateful for you and your program, Colonel Chris, and for all the grateful people in the program. Well, thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you. Spirit Light, hello to you. Amelia Lowe, Varoshka's back. Pizza Party, Hendo, West House, Arnold Neveling, Alabala says, thanks for being a servant to the world. We're very welcome, Alabala. It's my pleasure. Jenny Trotsky, welcome to you. West House, Nikki's Voice Box. I love that one. That's cute. Bossy Kopp, Meinhardt Schmidt, welcome to you. Nikki, already saw that. Talita, welcome. James Vermeulen. What else? I'm going to jump ahead here, folks, rather than greet just to everybody because there's a lot of folks here. So thank you for that. You'll notice that the Kaffee Klatsch, because I took a break or because interest is waning, has declined precipitously. We were getting consistently 500 to 800 views on this program at this stage. We're now 10 minutes in the program. We have 247 viewers. I appreciate all 247 of you being here, and I hope that I can answer questions and address your concerns as best as possible. But it's pretty obvious that either the topic is losing interest or people just don't want to watch this stuff anymore. Sean Patrick Cronier, welcome to you from Potchefstroom. Okay, and sent you an email. My question doesn't fit in the live chat. Thank you, Ruben. It must be personal. I've answered the shadow banning question. Today's a very good day. We received our tickets this week, plus received an amazing opportunity in Texas. Well, congratulations. Oh, Pizza Party, 100 Rand. Thank you for that. Hercules. Thank you so much for that. Why is it we have groups to join to overcome censorship? Oh, that's why we have groups to overcome censorship. Exactly. What's qualification bar USCIS? Is full disclosure past discretion if nonviolent? a positive. USCIS won't find anything we didn't disclose. I don't understand your question. What is the qualification to pass the bar? You mean what qualifies you as someone that can enter the country? Well, if you pass a medical exam, if you pass a background examination, and if you have suffered from a legitimate case of racial persecution in the past or have a genuine fear. Vimpy Cohn was on the program earlier. He didn't have any past cases where he suffered. He articulated his case about his concerns about future persecution. That means nothing had happened to him. And so he made the argument that he's going to be persecuted in the future. And the U.S. government accepted that argument. So there's no bar as such. There's no limbo bar that you have to get over or get under in order to qualify. You just simply have to tell the truth and have either the ability to articulate a past situation or legitimate fear of future, or both. Does that help, Sonia? People are happy for Werner. Got his tickets. Congratulations. Mr. Candu, nobody's in limbo. There are reasons why cases are held up. I want is my approval letter. We'll probably get tears of joy, says So Fadadil. I started receiving notice of your streams. Okay, got it. Okay. Trevor Noah is great. Every time I watch, I get most humorous presentations. The current leftist lies about it. That's true. Hannes Visa welcomes you. Vander says, my wife and I are following Colonel Chris for more than a year now. His advice actually changed our lives. I'm so grateful. Well, thank you. Listen, I don't know if I'm able to share this, but recently somebody who I know who's a refugee felt compelled to contact me because one of their adult children got married, and they're here in the States. And the adult child didn't want to make a big fuss about the wedding, and hence didn't invite anybody to the wedding. This person felt bad and wanted to contact me, wanted to talk to me so badly, wanted to tell me and apologize. No reason to apologize, but wanted to apologize so badly that they interrupted my broadcast, not realizing I was doing rugby yesterday. And I talked to that person last night, and they apologized on behalf of their adult child, adult offspring who got married, and apologized. I said, there's no need to apologize. A wedding's a private thing. People don't have to invite me. But the person said, but you're such a big part of our lives. And I said, well, that's very humbling to hear that. But you don't have to feel obligated. And your adult offspring had no obligation to invite me. But I thank you for the thought. It's very kind of you. So yeah, you wind up being part of people's lives whether you realize or not. USA won against Fiji for top tier for next year in the sevens. Well, that's good to hear, Jacques. Okay. Keep praying to hear something soon, says Safa Dreams. I had slight past and mostly future. I'm in the USA, so please don't use excuse of future persecution won't be looked at. That's not true, Werner. That's not true. That's not a true statement. We just heard from Vimpy. He only used future persecution, and he's here. I've also had other people have come on. Thank you, Joan Heldenhuis, for subscribing. That's not true. Every case is different. Don't, Werner, you can't say that. Don't make a statement because what happened to you is the way it happens for everybody. That is not true. Hey, Sparky, what's going on, man? You touching any electrical cables today? We are 2.5 months after medicals, 6 weeks since re-interview. No word from them. Original interview in September. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Golda. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Golda. People keep saying that they're part of the neglected group from September and October or October, November. But you were interviewed in September. And you've been re-interviewed 6 weeks ago. So obviously there's no September group. You're being addressed. Does that make sense? Can't watch anything on YouTube on my phone. Trying Roku on the stream is better, but keep scrolling. That's interesting, Dawn. Okay. Might not be able to see all the faces of the people watching on the side, but you have a massive family, and we see his family. Well, thank you, Vanno. I really appreciate that. So Fafadel really worried they're sabotaging the program. In what way? In what way? I would say that there's sabotage on this side from some case officers. Absolutely. Some bigots, some racists, some leftists whose feelings are hurt. Some people that don't like heterosexuals. Some people that don't like homosexuals because there's heterosexuals and homosexuals here. I mean, I'm dealing with a case where I think South Carolina, I think because a couple is gay and openly gay, that they're being mistreated by a refugee case officer. I believe it. I can't prove it. That's my thoughts on it. Also dealt with a case in Austin, Texas, where a heterosexual family is mistreated by a radical feminist lesbian who hates heterosexuals. Randy says, Mo, my comment was meant to say people who are facing future person won't count as much as past. That is, will somehow discount them. Oh yeah, no, it does. It doesn't discount. Yeah, future persecution, fear of that. I mean, see, that's the thing. So here's the thing. Let's go back to the common sense approach to this. Okay, you're a homosexual. You live in Syria, in Damascus, and people find out that you're gay. They threaten to throw you off a roof. Okay, so you come and say, I want to be a refugee. And our response is, well, can you tell us about past instances of persecution based on your sexual orientation? No. I've just been threatened. Well, what? They sent me they left a sign on my door. Okay. All right. Well, that isn't serious enough. So if we don't consider future persecution, what's the future persecution? This person is living in Damascus. They're a homosexual, and they're concerned about being thrown off a roof because, well, they throw homosexuals off roofs there. That's what they do. So if that person articulates that and we ignore it, well, that's probably not going to happen. So what? Then do we give them refugee status when they dropped off a roof and they're dead? You see the logic of that? We can't ignore future persecution concerns if they're legitimate. That's why the standard is not proved, because you can't prove the future unless you have a law saying this is going to happen to you. You can, however, articulate a future concern. So that's why that's important. It's true. There are 0 eligible South Africans reject program. That is true to my knowledge, Roxanne Bennett. Yep. Eligible. Now, if you commit fraud, you're not eligible. If you have committed serious crimes in the past, you're not eligible. You may be denied, but denial is not the same as being rejected. No eligible people have been rejected so far. Yep. To my knowledge. And I actually had confirmation from that from the U.S. government a few months ago, but not recently. Joe Tex, you made such an impact on so many lives. You're indeed a true hero. Thank you. There's some people that disagree with that. Some people think that I kill puppies. Did you know that? Did you know that apparently I poison puppies according to some people? Did you guys know that? Did you know that I poison puppies? That was a surprise to me. I was surprised to find out about it. But apparently I poison puppies. Yep. People stealing my content, committing slander and defamation of character, criminal offenses, civil criminal offenses too. But apparently I kill puppies. Did you know that? It was news to me. It was news to me. Everybody loves puppies. Started working last week. Blessed. Everyone is falling into place. All right, cool. Pacific Northwest. Thank you, Emerald City Reef. Glad to hear you got a job. But apparently,
everybody loves puppies.
Who doesn't love puppies?
They? Tiny little bundles that brighten every day. Black labs running circles in the summer sun. Collies in the meadow having so much fun. Poodles with their fluffy curls. Pyrenees watching over boys and girls. We all had a puppy once upon a time. A memory that still makes our hearts shine. You pet them, you hug them, you give them treats. Little paws following down every street. Through the laughter and the tears they stay. Loving.
So, Fidel Deal, I want you to send me a note with your case number, the date that you were interviewed, about someone complaining about people in camps in Pakistan. You have what I believe is a legitimate complaint, and I will file your complaint with the USCIS on your behalf, or at least do it in a fashion that will reach someone there. I ask you to do that, to send it to me. That is wildly inappropriate for someone interviewing you to be talking about people in Pakistan. And now they've exposed themselves for bigotry. We will ensure that that is dealt with. So I ask you to send that information to me. Email is fine. Put in the address all caps. What do I want to say here? USCIS interview Pakistan. Just put that in. That way I'll know what to look for. All right? Do not allow people to get away with that crap. All right? If you feel there's something there, listen to what you say. I think there might be something there. Okay? You need to contact me.
Us a little more
And just love the puppies.
They're cute and cuddly, friendly and true. Always there no matter what you're going through. A wagging tail can make the darkest skies turn blue. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the joy they bring us all along. From the smallest bark to the loudest howl, they fill
Cooper.
our hearts and they make us smile. Love the puppies, everyone playing in the grass and chasing the sun. Through every season, come what may, a dog's love never fades away. Sir Winston loved his faithful friends. Rufus by his side until the very end. Audrey Hepburn walking down the avenue with Mr. Famous tagging along too. Alexander the Great had Peritas near, a loyal companion through triumph and fear. Queen Elizabeth's corgis ran through palace halls, proof that puppy love unites us all. Great leaders know what simple hearts can teach, a lesson us all along. From the smallest bark to the loudest howl, they fill our hearts and they make us smile. Love the puppies, everyone, playing in the grass and chasing the sun. Through every season, come what may, a dog's love never fades away. The Wyatt Army loves them too. Every shape, every size, every shade and hue. From Holly the Dachshund, so little and bright, to CT the German Shepherd, standing proud and upright. The Colonel's loved his puppies through the years, sharing happy moments and drying countless tears, because the bond between a dog and friend is a story that never truly ends. Some people spend their days spreading doubt and noise, but puppies remind us of life's simple joys. True hearts see clearly, they always do. A wagging tail speaks louder than rumors ever could. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the friends who walk beside us all along. From Paw Patrol adventures to Lassie's faithful ways, they've been lighting up our lives for generations of days. We'll love our dogs forever and a day. Everybody loves puppies, yes it's true, and every grown-up dog was once a puppy too. So raise a treat, share a smile, stay a while, and let those happy tails stretch another mile. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the friends who love us most of all.
Love the puppies. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that brief interlude. Yes, Werner Boykes says that his 3-hour interview was only about future persecution, and he's gotten through. All right. Sorry to hear about the couples being mistreated due to sexual orientation, says Karen. Oh, that's true. It happens. It happens. It's rare, though. Is there any signs look for before approval comes? No, not to my knowledge. Know a family that's part of last year's group, says Peter DeLong. They finally got told to get everything ready for departure. Everyone, please be patient. Your turn will come. It jumped on me with the chat. I got to go back here. Whoa, it definitely jumped quite a bit. I'm way behind because I was playing the music there. Got Emerald City Reef. I saw that. Okay, there we go. Here. I don't think Colonel Chris realizes how much he has positively altered the trajectory of thousands of lives. It is mind-boggling. We can never thank him enough. Well, thank you for that, Leslie. Maybe one day everyone gets to America that's refugee, gets these high-paying jobs, and starts super chatting. Yeah, on that hopeful promise. Yeah, just kidding. No. Anyway. Which really is all the more mind-boggling, Leslie, when you see the people who attack me and lie about me, steal my content, twist it, and alter it in ways to falsely claim that I poison puppies or that I've lied about something. It really shows you how sad some people's lives are. There's also people in this world who believe white people can't be victims. Well, there's a lot of them. That's true, and we disabuse them of that notion all the time. Daughter's husband got employment with full benefits, medical and pension. Yes! That's good to hear. Loretta, if I remember correctly, your daughter's husband is Filipino and has a safe haven passport and is now living in America as a refugee because his spouse was the qualifying applicant. If I'm wrong, my apologies, but I believe that's the case. Anyway, pizza party. How you doing? Amelia says, we're waiting for an interpreter. Our interview was canceled twice. I don't understand you need an interpreter. Yes, Amelia, I don't understand that. That's what Anna Kruger was going on about. Why do you need an interpreter? We have people to speak Afrikaans at the embassy. We have Afrikaans, but I guess they can't use employees, the South Africans for that. I don't understand why you need an interpreter. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, Crescent Grow. Apparently, I've been poisoning the puppies, according to somebody. Yeah, it's terrible. Liesel says only 4. No, that's because you need to refresh your page. It's 179 likes. If you refresh your page, you'll see that there's more likes than 4. But thank you for that concern. Person trying to take me on about Chris, and as soon as I took him on, he hung up. Well, then they're not real people. Those aren't rational people. Somebody here legitimately tell me how I've wronged you. And don't say I called you names in the stream. That's nonsense. There's only been a few people that I've gone after, and it's usually public figures or someone who's committed slander or defamation against me. And even then, I let those people get away with it for the most part. But tell me somebody here who hasn't been helped by me that asked for my help. There may be somebody, I don't know. But I've never refused anybody. I've gone out of my way to help lots of people all over the country. We don't even talk about all the things we've done for people. Even now, we're trying to help the aunties, trying to raise money for them, although apparently it's not working very well. Thank you for what you do for this program, says Eugene. You're welcome. Thank you, 14 Rand. West House, how's it going? 21 Rand, thank you. Just got out of the bath. Stupid meds need to kick in. Charles, your meds, okay. Oh, Sharon liked the puppy video. What place will be best for a child that has severe disability? In other words, like a city with best support. There's no such thing as best, RBC. There may be a best place, but every city's equipped for that sort of thing. Every state has, the remote places of Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota, Alaska are going to be challenging. But if you're near a major city, in most places, you're going to have the services you need without telling me what the disabilities are. Yep. Roxanne Bennett, you're welcome. I do keep sharing the truth. Joe, Texas, we drove 1,500 miles return to pick up a Springer Spaniel. Wow. And it was worth every cent. Cool. Cute puppies. Yaku says, we need to go to USCIS re-interview. Is the re-interview a duplicate at first? No, it's not a duplicate. They want additional information or amplifying information, or possibly they found something they need to discuss with you. That could be it. What happens is that they go through the interviews and someone does a preliminary review of them, and they may realize that they didn't ask you fully. Not every investigator is as good as the next one. So could be a lot of reasons for it. USCIS was not nice, and my daughter's interview, her lady, was nasty to my grandson, who's 6 years old. Well, Leanne McCaskill, that's unfortunate. Are you sure you weren't there? We need to hear from your daughter. When I get over there, my brother and I would love to interview about you because my brother had some of the worst persecution. I'm sorry to hear about the persecution, but yeah, thank you. No, the interviews have never been only in Pretoria since August of last year. Where are you getting this stuff? Cressy, you keep coming asking crazy questions. The interviews are not exclusively in Pretoria. They haven't been since August. They're also conducted in Johannesburg and in Cape Town. Medicals are also done in Cape Town. They're done in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Pretoria. What is administrative hold? Vanessa, you're actually asking that question. You've been here forever, and we've answered that many, many times. It means that they are looking into something. It's something you shouldn't even know about, so stop worrying about it. Lady said, for us, it's better for the cases take longer than too quick to make sure all problems are resolved before we settle. Yeah, Golda, that might be some truth to that. I'm having my first contact call tomorrow morning. Okay, make sure your phone's charged. Don't know why they don't interview at Durban Consulate. We started a fundraiser just to get Pretoria some of us. Well, there's a reason, and I've explained that, Ruben. Obviously, you're not listening to my program, or you missed it. I've talked about this. There's a reason we're not doing that. Do you think this is free? Do you guys think this is free? I ran up the figures on this. I did. I went to the per diem. I looked how much per diem is. I figured out rental cars. I did all that stuff. The people who do this aren't with the consulate. That's not their job. The people at the embassy aren't doing this. That's not their job. Consulates and embassies don't move refugees. That is not their job. There is something called United States Customs Immigration Service. They do this. They're the ones responsible. They don't live in South Africa. They live in Washington, D.C. and Virginia and Maryland. And they have to fly on temporary duty and get paid hundreds of dollars per day per person to be there, living in a hotel, renting cars, going to the facilities, interviewing people. That's why they don't do it at the consulate. Because the consulate can't handle it. It cost us millions of dollars to fly Americans over to South Africa to do these interviews, to do this paperwork, to do these investigations. This isn't free. There isn't an unlimited well of money to bring South Africans over here. That's why they're not doing it in Durban. If you don't like it, that's unfortunate. If it's inconvenient, that's even more unfortunate. But that's the reality. And to expect something different is selfish. What you're basically telling us is that we, as a taxpayer, should be funding your relocation by making it convenient for you. We don't do that for Somalis. They have to go in the camp in Kenya, and then we meet them there. We go one place. All done. We don't do that for the Sudanese in Uganda. We go to one place, we meet them, we do it, we're done. We don't do that for the Malians who go to Cote d'Ivoire. We do it one place. So, look, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here, but they're not doing it for purpose. And I've explained this many, many times. You guys seem to think, and this is not directed at Ruben, but you all seem to think it's like, they're just handing out visas. This is a deeply detailed, complicated, complex process that takes time. And nobody's entitled to it. And South Africa is not the size of Delaware. It's not the size of Lesotho. It's not the size of Liechtenstein. It is a big-ass country. And oh, by the way, those U.S. employees that go to South Africa have to be protected. They have to have security for them. We've already seen that the government of South Africa is a threat to American diplomats. They threaten American diplomats by raiding a diplomatic facility that they were aware of that we disclosed to them, putting the lives of our diplomats in jeopardy, and doxing a diplomat's birthplace, his name, his passport information, all of it, doxing it, putting his identity at risk. We already know that our agents in South Africa were operating legitimately under the Vienna Conventions and under UN protocols and UN bills for refugees are being intimidated, doxed, and threatened by the government of South Africa. So we should just spread it to Uppington, to Petersburg, to PE, to Bloemfontein, to Nelspruit, to Durban, to be convenient for people? Well, I said I would like to see that, but that's not going to happen, okay? 16 months since PRM, 12 months since first contact, 10 months since interviews, meds, 3 months since interviews expired. Interviews don't expire, Daryl. Interviews don't expire. Medicals expire. Staying in Pumalanga, will they still ask us to go to Cape Town for an interview? Talita, it's a good question. And you know what? The people who work for RSC are not very geographically astute, despite the fact that they should have been told by now that they're doing stupid things. Yeah, they may very well ask you to go or tell you to go to Cape Town. Sorry you lost your dog, Grok. Re-interview is becoming a new norm. That's correct. It was interesting to get the money for Pretoria interview. I know Americans, Canadians, so they aided me financially to get there. I've been waiting 2 months. Okay, well, that's excellent. XXR fun. It was in, okay. Puppy song is beautiful. Thank you. I like that one. May I ask your advice, says Vandemeva? Since the Medicaid for refugees will be stopped, what advice would you give us as we don't know the medical system in America? Look, I don't know the answer on that. I need to talk to ORR about that and get an answer. I really do, because I don't know the answer. The short answer is get a job. That's what Americans have to do. But that's not really a fair answer to people because, I mean, Americans are here, they're in a system, they grow up and they're ostensibly covered by some sort of medical insurance from their parents or by, you know, by being poor. And then they move into the adult world and they get a job. So there shouldn't be a gap. But for people just arriving in their 50s or their 40s or 30s with a bunch of kids, you need medical coverage instantly. Anything can happen. We've seen that with ovarian cancer. We've seen that with Lou Gehrig's disease. We've seen that with dental problems. We've seen that with all sorts of issues, heart attacks. And you need coverage. Otherwise, you wind up in debt. I know all about being interviewed by an aggressive LGBT woman that lied to me twice during my interview. Okay, Andres, there you go. Madeline's crying about the dogs. I'm sorry, that wasn't the intent. Yeah, so I hear you. Our interview didn't focus on past, only asked about one or two future persecuted and why we don't move to Orania. Why do they keep asking this question about Orania? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why do they keep asking this question? I need to make a note of that for myself. Okay, this is just stupid. Why do they keep asking about Orania? Wow. Wow. That's a problem. That just shows the ignorance of the people involved in this. You have to visit Indiana when I arrive and hope it's... A lot of people keep asking me to come to Indiana. I can't keep coming back. Daryl says, thank you. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to get the... I hope so, Daryl. And I know you've been waiting a long time. Some people have been waiting a long time. I have my lover waiting in the U.S. She financed me to get to the interview and a Canadian friend. I pray this refugee thing works. 21, young, able to work, 2 months now, praying. 2 months? Okay, XXER fun. Well, good luck. I mean, it's 2 months. Yeah, Daryl's been waiting 16 months. Why would USCIS scrutinize ex-police more than normal folks? Why? You're actually asking that question, Nicola? Why? Do you have any idea what the police did? Do you have any idea what the police did? Seriously? Are you talking about someone during the apartheid era? It should be a no-brainer. Why would they interview people in the military more that were serving the old South African Defense Force? Because of allegations of human rights abuses, an actual case of human rights abuses. Also, these are people who have been put in positions of authority. We have to vet whether they've abused that authority. I'm surprised you asked that question. Vander, well, there's lots of people talking crap on me. Johan Sloot, that loser from the Netherlands. The bathrobe lady, that's another one. The Sunnyside Prowler, that's a third one. There's 4 or 5 of these people that dedicate their lives. And a few others there. We saw recent Patrick Vianella also doing it. There are several of these people out there that just make it their life to just be asses. Second interview. Nico, are you listening to the program, or maybe I'm just coming to the chat after I've already discussed it and you asked the question before I got there? Why are you being interviewed? Because you're being told to be interviewed. Go for the interview. It's as simple as, why do people ask this question? Just do what you're told to do. Pizza party, I don't recall if I saw your email. I've looked at hundreds of them. We went for your callback interview Thursday. They were really deep in questions because my husband makes ammunition. And you work for police. Felt like interrogation. Well, it is an interrogation, Debbie. I don't think people realize that your interview is not an interview. It's an interrogation. Thank you for stating that. I'm glad that some people are catching on that you're being interrogated. That's what's going on here. The problem with people thinking that interrogations are rubber hoses and torture and Chinese water torture and waterboarding, that's not interrogation. That's torture. And interrogation is exactly what you're going through here. You're being interrogated. Hey, Ryan, what's going on? Her husband's Filipino, 100% correct. Just glad for them because next month they have to pay their own rent. Oh, that's cool. Good to hear, Loretta. I'm glad that something good came about. Vanessa had a bad interview or two. Chaos Juggler, 79. Do you think the cap increase is filtered down USCIS? I don't know. Chaos Juggler, I won't be able to answer that question until July 5th, after July 4th. So when is the 4th? And let me see when the 4th is, what day of the week it is. That's on a Saturday. So I won't be able to tell you that until the 6th of July. I won't be able to tell you until the 6th of July whether this stuff has gotten down to USCIS. I can't, because that's the next time statistics will be released. And we'll see how many people come in June. And if it doesn't, then I'll be making some serious videos criticizing the Trump administration and USCIS. You watch. Received a phone call from casework in the U.S., but we're still waiting for approval. It's not unusual, Hebo, because the agencies that take on your cases agree to take you know before you know because of the poor way they notify people. So it's not unusual. People think it's fraud. It's not. It's real. So hopefully it was a good conversation. Okay, the process has caused me so much stress that my health was deteriorated even more when I hear people saying that they have to go for medicals again. Why, moms? Okay, let's first off, full stop right there. Why does it cause you stress? Y'all need to stop this. Okay, this is going to hurt some feelings. People are going to leave right now, and that's fine. I'm not here to stroke people, okay? You're not entitled to this. It's not your right. And it is the primary mission of USCIS to protect this nation and its citizens. Therefore, they're responsible for ensuring that people we allow to come over here have a legitimate basis to be here. Unlike the crap that's been happening under Biden and under Obama and under Bush, they're required to ensure that people coming here are not a danger or threat to America. That's their first job. You had no offer of anything before the phone is driving me nuts. These people calling me, demanding things that I don't know. Knock it off. That's the 7th time that thing is lit up while I'm here. It's distracting me. I've turned my phone around. So now it looks like this. I can't see it. I turn the screen around so I don't see it because it's getting very annoying. So you have no right. There's an obligation to protect our population. You had nothing on the 7th of February last year, the 6th of February. All you got after that was a program opened up to South African racial minorities suffering from unjust persecution. I have cautioned and warned people from the very beginning, it's a long process. 18 months to 24 months is a norm. A norm. People don't want to listen. Then they go and sell their things and get rid of their buckies and get rid of their jobs, and it's stupid. And they give themselves, stop stressing. If you don't come, you don't come. Why are you stressing over something you have zero control over? You have no control over this process. The only thing you can do is go where you're told, when you're told, do what you're told, answer the questions truthfully and honestly to the best of your ability, and move on. Go back to your life and wait for the call. Continue your life as if you never even applied. You are causing yourself stress. If your health is failing, it's not the program's fault. It's your fault. So my question is, how was people's health before this? When you couldn't get anything from Home Affairs, when you couldn't get a job, when you got kicked out of university because you're white or because you're colored. Look, if this hurts feelings, it hurts feelings. But you need to hear this. Stop creating your own stress. Did I stress about whether I was going to win to be the legislator when I ran for office a couple years ago? No, I didn't stress about that because I can't control it. I did what I needed to do when I needed to do it and then hope for the best. That's all you can do. If your adult son is autistic, cannot move USA on their own, how do I inform him he must travel with us? Well, you must have custody of your adult son with autism. West Coast, have you not been interviewed by USCIS? Is he not included on your case? If you have custody of your autistic son who can't function on their own and they're a ward of you, you should have included them on your case. Are you telling me you didn't include them on your case? Then when you get called in, you better amend your case and add that person to it. But you're going to have legal determination. All right, I've already answered that question. Not going to repeat again. By the looks of it, this month is going to be a record amount of refugees that's going to fly out based on the amount of people that's on the RFD. What is RFD list? Last domino. What is an RFD list? I've conducted a ton of research. Some people had to wait 10, 12 years to relocate in a refugee program. The U.S. is doing a stellar job. Exactly, Vanner. Well, and we've talked to our gentleman in Kentucky who was at the cultural orientation he's getting in Kentucky, and 80% of the people there were black Africans who've been here for a year or longer because there's been no black Africans coming over except for a handful in the South African program. They've been there for a year, a couple of years, still getting refugee assistance. That's one point. Second point is that he talked to a Kenyan, or not a Kenyan, where did he say he's from? Somali, that waited 17 years. 17 years. Then I think he said talk to Kenyan, also waited 17 years. Or Nigerian. It was Nigerian. 17 years. Nigerians shouldn't be coming here as refugees. There's no basis for Nigerians coming here. Their country is safe. They should be fast forwarding the process so that we can get over there, get jobs, pay tax, and help. No, they shouldn't. You're a drop in the bucket. 7,000 South Africans out of 350 million Americans. And of the 7,000, only about 2,200 of you actually workers. The rest are physically incapable working or they're minors. So no. There's more people working in the little village near me than your entire refugee population here. No, they shouldn't be fast tracking anything. They should be protecting American citizens. That's their first job, not to get you a ride over here. Yep. November, 10 weeks after second medicals. Okay, Chaos, how's it going? Yaku, my portal has gone blank, and I have read that this has been archived to make a place for new applicants. Does that mean my case is now forgotten? No. Why would you make... See, the assumptions you all make are just comical. The assumptions people jump to, they leap to these things. It's not comical. And then, not you, Yaku, but someone will take that and spread that in a WhatsApp group, and then suddenly it becomes truth. And then when I refute it and with evidence, then I'm called a liar and a ferraya and attacked by these hateful people. No, that's an assumption that you're making. First off, you've read where that it's been archived. Where did you read that? Did the U.S. government, did USCIS, did RSC, did they tell you it's been archived? Or are people making assumptions? You know how assumption is spelled, right? You know how assumption is spelled, right? Okay? Let's just do that very quickly. Make sure everybody gets that. So this is what happens when we make assumptions. The first part of that word is ass. People shouldn't be making assumptions, okay? They should not. I'm not saying that Yaku's making an assumption, but where did that come from? Did somebody from the U.S. government confirm that that stuff's being archived? I said it's probably being archived. I don't know. And people said it's probably being archived. And why would you make a presumption or leap of faith that because it's being archived, you're suddenly forgotten about? Why do people think you're forgetting about people? Where do you get this from? Every week we have evidence of people who from February, March, April last year are coming over here while others are still there. This forgotten complex, like it's this is starting to get on my nerves. This is really getting on my nerves. And what did I tell you about my case in the portal? Stop being portal watchers. You're creating your own stress and it's not helping. And oh, by the way, if you actually watch that portal on a regular basis, people wouldn't be asking about archive. You'll know that it happens periodically. RV says, thank you for sponsoring. My daughter's has, I don't know what, Accardi syndrome. 1 in 4,000. That's crazy. That's a high number. I'm not familiar with that, RVC. Yeah, so, got to have custody, guardianship, and then put them on the case. A friend of ours that is ex-police came to greet us today. He's on his way to USA, applied in December 2025. Well, Artist Wife, a lot of people, some content creators actually told people several months ago that if you were in the South African Defense Force or in the police, you're not going to go to America. That is going to prevent you. That is a bar. And that's untrue. And I refuted that at the time. I'm not going to mention the content creators who said that, but that was said back in October, November. People are saying, you're not going to get here. And I said, that's nonsense. If you've never committed a crime, if you've never done a human rights abuse, serving in the military, it was conscription. You had no choice. And even if you volunteered, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Same with the police. If you weren't involved in oppressing people, then it's not going to be a problem. And we've been proven correct time and time again for people who did serve in one or both those forces and came over here. Many of you, I realized I suffer from severe memory loss when under pressure. I couldn't even remember what work my brother does. Well, whether they think you're an idiot or not from the meadow doesn't matter. This is not direct to you, but we bring imbeciles over here. We bring people who are mentally deficient over here. You're a human being, whether you're brilliant or whether you're an Einstein or a Dipstein, it doesn't matter. That is not so. Now they may have been frustrated because they think you might be lying. That's a whole other story. But whether they think you're an idiot or not isn't germane. That facility was raided. Did the ANC get their hands? No, they didn't get their hands on that information. No, all that information is not there. No, it wasn't on paper. Between Iran and China, I think the most dangerous to South African government is its own government. West House, 35. When people think there are thousands working with tens of thousands of refugee aspirants when it's literally a handful of people. Exactly. I've said this many, many times, West House. The number of people working this program can be counted on a few hands. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. What happens if June 30th marches turn violent? This country becomes extremely dangerous to stay in. Well, then a lot of people get murdered and places get burned and torches and the government does nothing to protect you. That's what happens. So once again, as I've cautioned people and warned them, you've got to protect yourself. You got to be prepared for this. You better have water already. You better have rations already. You better have ammunition already. You already better have fuel stockpiled. You better be ready to evacuate or to defend. That's what happens. Nobody's coming to your rescue. Do you think C-17s are landing at Waterkloof and evacuating people? That ain't happening. Right, and because of what happened to Woodmead, because people ran their mouth, they went into WhatsApp groups, they went on Facebook pages, and they listed what happened in their interview, they listed where they did the interview. Remember that. All these ferrayas, these people with big mouths, running their mouths in these groups because they want to look special and well-informed. Ooh, look at me, I know everything. We did our interview on 37 Court Street in Pretoria, and it was a tenant. You show up, you do this, you do that, you meet these people, they're this. They told people everything. They compromised the safety of U.S. diplomats, these idiots applying for the program. Grok Matrix, you're 100% correct. That's one reason for the re-interviews. Lots of reasons. Alan gave $20. Woo, thank you for that, man. N600 USCIS interview coming up in the States. Jus sanguinis approved, right given to Civil Rights Act 64. One state is confirmed. We'll give you the opportunity to report on this first of the day. Okay, thank you, Alan, for the $20. Appreciate that. Is there a reason if all the documents are uploaded, been taken off? They haven't been taken off my case, Leone. They haven't been taken. They've been potentially archived. Okay? They haven't been taken off the case, off the site. Wow, the chat. I'm way behind on the chat. My apologies for that, folks, because I'm answering all these questions. Be ready to part 2 to 4 weeks. November, be ready to part 2 to 4 weeks. January, be ready to part 2 to 4 weeks. Redo medicals. April, still waiting. Again, what did I say, Jollis? I said to be ready doesn't mean you're leaving. We are asked to be placed just south of Charlotte and Fort Mill. Got work offers there. Well, good luck with that, James. Hope it works out. Fundameva says we. Thank you. You're very welcome. Confused. No. Culture orientation is available through all the agencies here in America. It's supposed to be a continuing process. South Africans probably don't need it for the most part, although some of you do. Yep. Well, they keep asking about Irania. That's stupid. No, if we can't move Irania, I'll ask. Okay. Yeah, that's a good poll question. Start a poll. That's a good poll question. Okay, not interviewed means you're also not doing a refugee program, okay? So let me be clear about that. Here's the poll coming up, okay? Ronnie question pops up means determine level of fear of persecution, but that's not a legitimate basis, Heinrich. It's not a legitimate basis. Oranje is not a safe haven. Oranje is subject to the same laws as South Africa. It's not a self-governing place. That's a stupid question. No, we're not doing that poll again, Saf. We do that all the time. Oranje is not a place of refuge. That's a stupid assumption on their part. See in the back of the bus waiting for a turn, living my daily life as advised by the colonel. There you go, Sparky. Neff, I didn't get a high-paying job yet, but I still can. Well, Neff, thank you so much for that. My wife didn't take my bank card yet. She took Mad Max's card. Mad Max does a super chat. Mad Max is never here anymore. Mad Max is gone, man. So all these people that say I do all this because I'm getting money for refugees or because I'm trying to exploit refugees, these refugees come to America and they disappear. A lot of them. Mad Max, tell me Mad Max was the most active moderator on my program for months before he came over. Now Mad Max is in America and he's almost never here. I'm not complaining. He's got a life to live. I'm just saying. The people make these asinine arguments don't get it. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, they're definitely in love with me, Henning. All to his glory. Thank you for all you've been following since February 25. Well, thank you for that, all to his glory. I appreciate that. Yes, Grokmate, is right. You're English. You can't. I can't live in Oranje. I'm not a Roman. I'm not a Dutch Calvinist, and I'm not a native speaker of Afrikaans. Sylvia McDonald, thank you. You're making sense. I'm trying to make sense. But yep. They leave the waterboarding for Gitmo. I don't want to go to live in Oranje. Yeah, I'm with you. Why would you want to live in the middle of the desert? Yes, Joe, you are late to the program. That's a Chinese clock. It never keeps time properly. I get up twice a month and change it. I've just given up changing it. It's 4 minutes behind. In 30 days, it's lost 4 minutes. Chinese crap. I think flights, I just put up there because it's a reference marker when I do videos, because it shows when I do the video. Chaos Juggler, thank you for that. I'll get to that in the super chat in a moment. Second interview was more intense. Yep. So another question is, do you think flights will slow down after the World Cup because airports will have a lot of work? Okay. All right. Okay. How many people from South Africa coming to the World Cup? A few thousand, maybe? That's not going to affect flights. That's not the airports. That's not that. First off, the seats aren't even sold. FIFA can't even sell the tickets to the corrupt World Cup. No, that's not going to have any impact whatsoever. Surprised people think this program goes by so quickly. Yes, there are some people who get there quicker, but some seem to think the U.S. will pour endless money in this. The refugee thing is kindness. You're right. Thank you, because the sister and I have to do cultural orientation and wait for approval. Okay, Peter. We were blessed to be integrated nicely. Okay, says Madeline. Colonel, can we please have a poll on how many people wait? No, I'm not going to do another poll like that. I already done it. Also been waiting for PRM and then statement interest in intake questionnaire. Yep, 16 months. Yep. You please do a video about USCIS and maybe investigate them. Yeah, that you want me to do a video about USCIS, investigate them, and then you think they're going to cooperate with me when I try to get information on your cases to them? That'll be the end of that. That will be the end of that. I've criticized them, but doing an investigative report, that's not going to solve anything. I don't have access, and I'll just be making unsubstantiated claims. Drove through Mount Rainier to Yakima. Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous. Just make sure you're not there when the earthquakes or when the volcanoes happen. A fart and a thunderstorm. Yep. People need to calm down the panic. Drama. Stop the entitlement African thing. Nobody has a right to privilege. That's right, Renee. To be honest, no white Christian South there is in danger to the U.S. and Western culture. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, you're not lying, but that's a false statement. That's a false statement, Safadi. No white Christian from South Africa is in danger of being a threat to the U.S. Have you heard of Mel and Pete Filion? Have you heard of them? Real Housewives of Pretoria? No South African is a threat to the United States? So you're saying no South African has ever committed a murder, a robbery, swindled somebody, defrauded somebody in America? We got plenty of those people have come over here. Yep, that's not true. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying that's a false statement. Yeah, post office plays pretty well. Medicals, interviews cost taxpayer more money. Nicholas Brand, that money we spend $46 million on a Hawker Harrier jet. I don't think we're too worried about how much money is spent on redoing your medical that costs us $300 per refugee. Last question about Iranian asked because more than 10 families from Iranian USA already, another 15 flying out soon. Just under 2,000 people on the way to the U.S. Yeah, Patches, I have no evidence of that. I keep hearing that, but I've not talked to a single person that I can recall from Irania who's living in the States. I know that some have. I know some of my viewers are in Irania, but I don't know. Isn't a guarantee. People seem to expect it. Yeah, that's right, XX. They expect this. Yep. We should be grateful. Yep. Assisting us in the future with hope and dignity there. And what is this? They're the instrument Trump is using. Tika van Rensburg, we will need to get you an AI agent to answer all emails. Yeah, I know. Arctic wants me to use AI to answer email, but then I'm not answering it. The refugee program is not a lottery draw. It's not a lottery draw, Crescent Glow. It's not. Why do you think it's a lottery draw? Some of us can't find work. Some of us in very terrible situations. The only life in line we can offer. I understand the fear and stress, but not finding work is not my problem. It's not America's problem. Did that sound heartless and callous? It's not. If you can't find work, that's not our problem. However, if you're unable to work because you've been denied employment because you're white or colored or Indian, that's racial persecution. Then you're talking our cup of tea. But if you just can't get a job, that's not our problem. Our job is not to employ the world. No. Now, see, you probably were denied employment because of your skin color. That's probably what you meant to say. But the way you just worded that, you come into me for an interview, you come to me, I'm an adjudicator or I'm an investigator. All right, so tell me about your past persecution. Well, I can't get a job. Why can't you get a job? Well, I've applied to 100 places and I can't get an interview. Why can't you interview? I don't know. I mean, I think I'm qualified. You're not coming over. Here's another one. So what was your past persecution? Well, my home was invaded and robbed 3 times in the past year. Okay. What else? My bank was cleaned out. Someone stole my ATM card. Okay. Denied. That's not a basis for refugee status. That's not persecution. That's crime. If, however, on the other hand, you live in a property and someone left a note and said, we're going to get you, Whitey. You settlers need to get out or we're going to kill you. Well, that's racial persecution. And then you were robbed or attacked. Okay? Again, people need to disabuse themselves of this notion that this program is because you're a victim of crime. We don't care if you're a victim of crime. Americans are victims of crime, particularly by illegal aliens and even Americans. People get murdered and robbed every day all over the world. That is not our responsibility. People are hungry all over the world. That is not our responsibility. That's not what refugee program is for. If you're starving because you lost your job because you're white, that's something we're interested in, okay? Genealogy and my ancestors in Cape Town married a Khoisan. Well, there you go. You should qualify for BE. You're welcome, Gable. We're just following what CW sells and making. Yeah, there you go. Okay, ready for departure. Oh, ready for departure. Yes, that's not an acronym I use. RFD is some completely different radio frequency device. You don't know where people get a hold of lists because there is no list. There's no ready for departure list for them. Nope. The real question is, when will the world start holding those accountable? You know, it's quick to punish part. Yeah, it's a good question. Safety America first. Thank you, President Trump. Want to arrive. Safety America, says Jacques. Okay. This is not new. Our forefathers came from Europe with less favorable circumstances. They made it work. Exactly. Must run for president. Sparky, I can't run for president. I'm too honest. Thank you for the membership there. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, you're handing out memberships. Cool. Oh, I got to turn that off. That's going to be crazy. How many did you give? 20. Wow, that's going to go 20 times. Let me turn that. Sorry about that. Thank you all for joining. I have to work in some of the worst parts of Durban. Either work there or no pay, high chance of death and robbing. However, you can't expect this program to be quicker just for you. It's chance. It's not chance. It's process. It's process. And the process doesn't work smoothly for everyone. Assumptions are the mother of all screw-ups. Yep. You're back to supporting the Sharks. That's not good news, James. That's not good news. You gave up on my Stormers, huh? Please note the documents are periodically archived from my case website once they've been reviewed and uploaded to your case. Exactly, Last Domino. Thank you. My son has 2 sisters 60 miles apart in Colorado. I know they put you where they decide. He can go live for free with a sister who got hurt in the Army and needs attention. Yeah, there's a My Case portal, Crescent. Yeah. Problem is, some people think this must just work for them, expecting it for them. The program is chance. It's not chance, ER. I keep saying it's chance. It's not chance. It's not chance. It's not chance. It is a kindness, though. Stay off the portal. Exactly. No one is forgotten. Lista mensa. Oh, my word. Nobody is in limbo. Exactly, Debbie. So Sally says, we started a process in May 2025. I only got our email that we are ready for departure this week. There you go. I filed our case January 17th. I literally forgot about it and continued as per normal. Got the first call, and now we're flying out 6 months. Okay, there you go, Vanner. People seem to have gotten bad interviewers. Mine just chatted about their tattoos. My second interview was a very professional lady. That's crazy. That's crazy, XX. I believe you. That's crazy, though. Sharks, exactly as bad as Fonz. Okay, so what do we got here? We got 210 people answer the poll. 365 people here because people left because I hurt their feelings. 40% of the people were asked about Aranya. Wow. So that's over half the people who answered the question who were actually interviewed. So I'm going to end the poll there because we got 200. That's a representative sample given the size of the audience. So I'm going to save that poll and I'm going to try to... Oh, why is it doing that? That's not where I want it to be. Leave page. Come on. Where's the damn thing at? It hasn't shown up over here yet. I hate that. Oh, that's annoying. So now I'm going to have to do it here. I have to turn my phone back around. Photo, reverse. Oh, it finally came up on the damn screen over here now that I'm ready to take a picture. Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay. The day we landed in Charlotte, a caseworker told us they already applied for EAD, received the EADs in week 2. Cool. That's awesome, Robert Gerber. Good to hear. Charlotte, well, I'll be down that way, but not quite that far next week. Flight costs USA are covered by United Nations, not USA. Is that true? No, that's not accurate. Yes and no. The money is fronted, Leslie, by the International Organization of Migration, the IOM. That is a UN agency funded by the United States and others. The IOM pays for your plane tickets in an interest-free loan. You pay for them, not the UN. They're just putting the money up front so you can get over here. So they bring you over here. You have 6 months after arrival. You begin paying back your loan at a low rate with no interest. If at 6 months you haven't got a stable position and can't afford to pay the $37 or $57 or $67, whatever it is they calculate, then you can ask for an extension and they'll grant it in almost every case. The idea is to make you successful, but it's your responsibility to pay for your trip out of wherever hellhole you're in, whether it's Cambodia or it's Myanmar or it's South Africa, wherever you're at, you have to pay for that. But the cost of doing that is not done by you. It's done up front by the International Organization of Migration, IOM, who's also responsible for your movement. IOM is responsible for your movement, whether you go from Frankfurt, from Joburg to Frankfurt to Newark, or wherever. They're responsible for greeting you at the airport and getting you into the right place. They do a good job most of the time, but sometimes they fail. But they do pay for your trip. You pay it back, though, Leslie. So yes and no. The answer is partially correct. The chat seems to take a while to update. So no, it's not. It's me. I'm way behind because so many people are asking questions. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible. So I am currently 6 minutes behind the chat, and that's actually pretty good. Sometimes I'm a half hour behind. He Manette gave 20 gift memberships. Thank you for that. Who pays for the flights? You still pay it back. Exactly, Matthew. Is there a list where you can go tick all the questions that need to be on time? No wasting anybody's time. Come clean, state everything. No, there's not. We made a checklist early on, and some people took a dim view of that. Well, I just did it based on my background as a consultant and as a counterintelligence agent, a criminal investigator. I just made and Hendo, and then people want to accuse us of deriving that from refugee interviews, which wasn't the case. So, yeah. So we don't really share that anymore. It doesn't help you. It's just answer the damn questions, okay? All right? Because they can ask you anything they want to ask you. I told people they're going to ask about social media, and people said I didn't know what I was talking about, and they got asked about social media, and then they came back with their tail between their legs and apologized. Don't have to prove past person, just articulate. Exactly. That's right, Debbie. You have to articulate, explain. Typically, you need a secure job or have the financial means to build, buy property. If you don't have a job lined up, you can apply for work permit to look for. Where are you talking about, Madeline? During my culture orientation, there were a couple of people that said they were waiting since last year, August, to travel. They were extremely pushy with the guy doing the culture orientation. Well, then they're just rude, Belouie. They're just rude. So they screw them. I hope they don't come over. We don't need rude people over here. Pushy. This entitlement nonsense needs to stop. And it's not one or two. The numbers are shockingly higher than they should be. An occasional jackass you expect, but not such a high number. In the pre-screen, they stated that they provide you with work. That's not true. Who provides you with work? That's a lie. You didn't understand them, or they lied. One of the two things. No one provides you with work. This isn't frickin' Soviet Union. This isn't the ANC giving caterers jobs. We don't provide you with work. That either you misunderstood or they lied. I think it's more likely you misunderstood. Refugee case agencies provide you with employment counselors to help you find work. They don't give you work. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Belouie says they kept asking him to divulge information. He said it wasn't liberty to share, and they used the good old "we won't tell anyone." I don't know what you're talking about. I missed the antecedent comment that led to that. Are you talking about somebody that served in the military or police? If you served in a position in which you had access or privy to classified information, you simply tell them you cannot divulge it. And that's the end of that. But you can't say, well, have you ever filed for bankruptcy? I can't divulge that. That's nonsense. We're talking about classified information. Thelma, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Happy chappy. People allow their feelings to dictate their existence. Bingo! Bingo! Winner, winner, chicken dinner for that man. People allow their emotions to control everything. Yeah, okay, XX. It's not chance. It's a process. Yep, it's a process that works differently for everyone. Faithful Farmer says, we need more people like this. Steadily goes, they even at the end of the meeting asked to stay behind and have a word with him. He kept ignoring their questions. I don't know what you're talking about, Bluey. I missed the antecedent comment. So there are 2 more documents uploaded. They are not in the resource. Can anyone shed some light on that? No, I can't shed light on it. There are 2 more documents. What documents? From who? Who told you to upload documents? What documents? No, we can't shed any light because you haven't told us anything. Offense is rarely given. It's mostly taken. Spot on, Werner. If it's given, I'll make sure you know it. I give a lot of offense to Ronald Lamola. He's an asshat. Don't start now. I gave the Stormers a chance. They should help you find work, Heinrich. That's correct. If my son goes to his sister who has 100% disability, can she employ him to take care of her? Okay, I don't understand. So Tanya Lard, you're saying that your daughter came over here and she's disabled and there's no caregiver? I don't understand. And your son, can he go to, what is, there's too many gaps in here. I don't understand what you're asking. You want me to make assumptions. I can't make assumptions. So based on what you said, the assumption is your daughter's come over here disabled. There's no caregiver. Your son is still in South Africa. He wants to come over here. He comes here. He gets sent to Jacksonville. She's in Colorado. Can he go to Colorado? That's all. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm drawing from what you sent. So based on what you sent me, yeah, of course he can. Of course he can. Renee says, South Africans need to take a step back. When you're approved for refugee, remember, for you, it's free, but hardworking Americans are paying this issue. Nothing is free. Exactly. It comes out of my taxes. Leslie said, thanks for clarifying the flight issue. Appreciate your help. You're very welcome, Leslie, but that's, and so you see, I was very calm about it. I've answered that question over 1,000 times since May of last year. Here Come to Cheetah by Leon Schuster. You produced that. Okay, Werner. Who was it that's a music producer that wrote to me recently? I've got so much crap going on. and offered to produce one of my songs. Was it you, Vanner? Daughter applied to go over. If she knows people there, could she ask to be placed in the same town as people she knows? Yes, she can, of course, Toledo, when she's interviewed. Ask, but you'll go where they send you. My friend, who listed me as a U.S. contact, whom I've known for years, asked to go to Florida. He didn't want to be around me. That's fine. And then he didn't come to Pennsylvania. He didn't go to Florida. He went to Wisconsin, which is way over there. That's where they sent him. Okay, so where are we at? We're catching up here in the chat. Yeah, she'll get a document that asks for contact in the States, and then it gets uploaded to my portal. Yep. Yes, you're right, Faithful Farm. We have enough rude people already. Yep. What's the story about social media? Your social media is subject to investigation. If you've done something, if you've threatened people, if you've made anti-Semitic comments, if you've made anti-homosexual comments, if you've threatened people online, if you've intimidated people online, it will prevent you from becoming a refugee potentially. Your social media behavior is part of the process, just like with an employer. It gets looked at. The only free gift is God's gift of forgiveness. That's pretty cool. Even if it is in the place people go least. Okay, what does that mean, Talia? Talita, what is it in the place? I want to get to the refugee numbers. I'm going to get to that shortly. What do you mean in the place people go least? Where's that? Where's the people go least? Delaware? I don't understand. Watching Norway versus Morocco. Yeah, soccer. Watch the paint peel. We will be able to pay it back in full once we get there. Yep. Internet issues, farm. Sorry you had internet issues. Based on the customers I deal with on our base, I'm not shocked at all, says Heinrich. Get your own transport as fast as you can. Yep. She has to wear a back brace, and she wants him to take over the house, hold as her butler housekeeper. Gotcha. I got you. Are they on different cases? Why don't they link their cases? Try to get their cases linked. Yeah, I thought so, Vanner. I think you're the one that contacted me. Okay. Andreas says, thank you for paying your tax. Okay, now I can finally get to the what I want to get to. All right, so let me get back to that document. It's here somewhere. When did I find that? I found that Friday night, so come on. There we go. That's the one I want right there. That should be the document. Yep, here we go. Okay, now we're going to talk about refugees, okay? We haven't talked about the cap. Let me talk about two things here very quickly. I want to talk about the cap, and I want to talk about refugees, okay? So let me zoom this up bigger. There we go. All right, so I want to talk about the cap. The cap was raised by the administration, as I correctly predicted in September and October last year. I said, don't worry about it. They'll get around it one way or another. And here we go. In May, they sent the notification to Congress. We're raising the cap from $7,500 to $17,500 by allowing an additional 10,000 South Africans to come over here. But we haven't sent the 7,000 over, so we've got part of that 7,000 left plus an additional 10,000. Also, there are only 4 months left in this year. June, July, August, September. That's it. June, July, August, September. 4 months. Maybe we do it this way. Oops. 4 months. 4 months, 10,500 roughly more. That's 2,625 per month if they try to meet the quota, the cap. So that's the first thing. So that's something I haven't talked about, and people are still here. We're down to 361, but thank you for being here. So that is still in play. All right. Where's the bunny? The bunny is hiding. Anyway, so actually he's back there on the shelf. There's the original one on the left, and then his buddy that came from Las Vegas on the right. Lots of remote jobs you can do from South Africa. Yep. Colonel, if I may ask, if you don't have an unabridged certificate, will you keep it? No, it won't, Peter. I've answered that many, many times. First of all, we never heard of such a thing, unabridged. You don't need a birth certificate to be part of a refugee program. You need a passport to get out of South Africa. You will need a birth certificate with your parents' names on it if they're known. Obviously, it must be known unless you were dropped off at a church. You'll need that in order to apply for a green card after you've been here for 12 months. However, if you made a good faith effort to get it, and you can show the documentation or the receipts and the dates you went to places and applied for it and they never responded, then they will make most likely an exception in your case. But you do need a birth certificate for a green card. I stated that, and one of the crazy people who lied about me said I was lying. I wasn't lying. That's what the law says. I also at the time said that there were exceptions. I gave the example of Erica. Erica Unwin, who is one of the OGs but has disappeared recently because of her health. Erica doesn't have birth certificate. She was born in Katanga, a Belgian resident of Katanga, an independent country in rebellion against the Congo. And there is no birth certificate. So she doesn't have birth certificate. So she obviously can't get one. So she can make no good faith effort. She can explain that, and they'll give her an exception. So that answers that question, okay? Sister's a citizen. She wants her brother to live with her to help her. Okay, then she's here. Okay, now you're see, this is why I can't answer your question. You're giving me partial information. The sister is an American citizen living here. Then she should be listed as U.S. tie, and there should be an explanation when he explains to the case officer, not the case officer, the USCIS, I want to go to Colorado. I don't know where she's at. I want to go to Colorado. My sister lives in Colorado Springs. She's disabled, and she needs a caregiver, and I'm going to go work for her. She's going to pay for me to be her caregiver. Can you get me to Colorado Springs? That's what you need to do. There's no guarantee, though. But here, let's say Tanya, that's a tough name. I don't know what that means. Your last name is Nell. Tanya Nell, let's go with that. Tanya Nell. So Tanya, if your son gets here and they send him to New Jersey, get his Social Security number, get his EAD, and then his sister can pay to fly him out to Colorado Springs. And he can go. You're not required to stay where you arrive, okay? Billy says, horrible that they disrupted our call with that stunt and clearly left the most uncomfortable and disrupted the flow of class because we wanted to know from him why they're still waiting. Billy, what are you talking about? That's another incomplete sentence here. I don't know what you're going on about here, man. You keep talking about things and there's no description of it here in the chat. I'm not finding it. Soccer is so boring. It is. There may have been a few refugees who've gone. They might go there where your daughter's friend is, but there's no guarantees. Exactly. All right, back to now the refugee numbers. So here we go. All right, you ready for this? Those who were patiently waiting, 375 of you or thereabouts. These are the numbers. All right. 6,668 refugees have come this fiscal year, which started on 1 October. And through the month of May, that total for South Africa was 6,665. That means 335 of the cap were not met, as I said, is likely to happen in May. So that means another 10,335 can come. Alabama got 0 in May, total 32. Alaska, 0, total 4. Arizona, 4, to increase Arizona's total to 98 refugees. Arkansas, none, still at 25. California added 20, down from 134 the previous month to reach 470. Colorado, 18 more, 201 total. Connecticut, 8 more for 80. Delaware, none, 2. Florida, 30, down from 120, which was the peak month in April, 481 total, second largest number. Georgia, 14 for 124. Idaho, 3 for a total of 94. Illinois, 18 for a total of 182. Indiana, 9 for a total of 67. Iowa, 7 for a total of 198. Kansas, no additional refugees, 48. Kentucky, 16 additional refugees, 123. Louisiana, 4 for a total of 10. Maine, 3 more for a total of 35, a few of whom have relocated to Texas months ago. Maryland, 9 more for 165. Massachusetts, 14 more for 194. Michigan, 13 for a total of 474. Minnesota, none, 65. Mississippi, none, 3. Missouri, 15 for a total of 99. Montana, 10 for a total of 33, which was almost as much as previous 3 months. Nebraska, 4 for 70. Nevada got 17 more for a total of 90. New Hampshire got 9 for a total of 57. So this is the thing about Nevada. I was there in March, okay? So in March, there were only 11 and 17. That's 21, 28, 38, 44, and 5. So there were 44 refugees in February when I went there in March, because 5 more came. And that means that I saw 90% of the refugees that were in Nevada when I was there. New Hampshire, 9 for 57. New Jersey, 9 for 57. Interesting there. New Mexico, 0 for 27 total. New York, 48 more for a total of 280. North Carolina, 29 more for 248. North Dakota, 9 for 97. Ohio, 33, down from 97 for a total of 278. Oklahoma, 29 for a total of 201. Oregon, 11 for a total of 126. Pennsylvania got 8 more for a total of 105. Rhode Island, 0, stuck at 50. South Carolina, 22 more, 216 total. South Dakota got 10, 46 is the total. So, Tennessee got 8. Now we have 92. Texas, 49 for a total of 817, down from 225 the previous month. Utah, 12, 70 in Utah. Vermont, 1 for 42. Virginia, 17 for 172. Washington, 36 for 198. West Virginia, 0, leaving them at 8. Wisconsin got 22 for a total of 207. Wyoming got 1 for a total of 7. And that is where the refugees went so far this year. Okay? All right, there you go. Paint might peel, but how many Moroccans are in New Jersey? Getting a job is everyone's own responsibility, not the program or the casework. Yep. You also need a personality to qualify for the program. The best home affairs in KZN apparently is New Hanover. Okay. Eric is taking easy. Yes, I know. There might have been a few refugees gone. They might go there where your daughter's friend is, but no guarantees. Okay. You're welcome, Talita. Yassine, making sure because, okay. Got my Monday applied. Okay. Something is up then with my comments. Seems only, so only some of them are making the chat below. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, only some are making in my stream. So my apologies. That's why I'm confused. Do you think the increased refugee cap will make cases that are on administrative hold go faster? Who's on? Okay, no, it won't, because administrative hold has nothing to do with whether you're coming over here or not. It has to do with the management of the program internally. It's not for you to know about. They should never let you see that portal. I've said that many, many times. No, they're not on administrative hold because they cap. Although that could have been a reason for slowing things down in May, but that's not the reason. Alaska, we don't need a driver's license, rather huskies and a sled. Father divorced more than 30 years ago. Can't remember their surnames, ID numbers, or the case numbers. They went to court and I can't find it. I don't know why you even need that, SMH. I don't know. The puppies are big. Inabate says, is it better for me to go through the refugee program and can my husband and son unmarried just adjust their status to say through me if they were? No. I don't understand your question. Is it better for you to go through the refugee program? Okay, Inabate, what are you talking about? Your husband and son are currently working in the United States on an H-2A program. If you're the primary applicant, list them. List them. Okay? Your personality is shocking. Case on administrative hold, undergoing review according to RSC Africa. Well, that's what they tell everybody. Alaska was rushed at one stage. Correct. Well, the gold, then the oil was found later. Yep. Peter asks, thank you for the advice. You're welcome. If I received our EAD cards 10 weeks after riding, that's a long time, Neff. That took a long time for you to get that. That's unfortunate it took that long. It should be much quicker. 30 days is the standard. It's unfortunate I'm meeting it. On administrative hold for 6 months already. And have you made an effort to contact them? I know they don't answer, but 6 months is a long time. Have you made an effort? Do you have a case number? Send me an email, Chris Van Niekerk. 6 months is a long time to be on hold. Hendo is awesome. Just check my phone compatibility for Telly. I'll be able to use my phone USA. What's that got to do with Hendo? Hope they'll be sent to Washington as my brother lives there. Okay, Francois. Matthew Dixon thinks he has the best personality in the audience. I don't know about that, Matthew. I think you're kidding yourself, man. 278 likes, and all this time I'm spending here killing myself. That's it. Regarding social media comments, how strict is that? Does something you said as a kid count against you? Yes, things count against you. But people take a whole of life approach, you know. It's like a security clearance. If you smoked weed at 16 and you've never done it again, well, and you're 28 now, we're going to look at that and go, well, you know, it wasn't a habit. Okay. If you did something stupid. So like if Ronaldo wanted to come over, his K-word debacle would not prevent him coming over because it was unlike the South African Captured Human Rights Commission and the media and the DA, people here are reasonable adults and they would review that and they would look at that and go, no, he was making a point. It was inappropriate. It was juvenile, but it was also, 17 years ago and it doesn't reflect the person today. And so therefore we'll take a risk on him. Does that make sense? Guardian gardening. Is that Citizen Guardian there? My good night advice, be patient, grateful, and hopeful. Keep living as if you're a South African, fighting a good fight of being honest. Thanks, Colonel. You have a lovely day and blessings. All right, take care, Martin. Let me just check on the video I just did. Wow. No, that's not right. That's the old one. Come on, give me the new one. It's going to say. Yeah, the new one only has 600. I was like, no way I got 14,000 since I went live. That's crazy. 687 for Ramaphosa's Trojan horse. Just the comments really nothing there worth mentioning. Okay. My boss said he employs me because I'm like a Swiss Army knife. I replied, I thought it was for my sparkling personality. Got a case number, waited for 8 months after medical, no criminal record, nothing, law-abiding citizen. Andres, send me a note, please. There is no one to contact USCIS. The only contact information you're given is when they send you an email. It tells you where you can reach out to, but you get these auto replies. 9 months under review. That's why I was wondering how many others in the chat were also under review. Okay. The devil's lettuce. You may need to play my song about my case portal. Maybe people will stop looking at it. When did you send it, Debbie? And did you send it to me or did you just send me a link? You keep sending me links now. You sent me a link. I assume that's the most recent one you sent me. See if it works. Okay, here you go. So she made a song. What is Fed Judd, Amelia? What do you mean Fed Judd? Fed Judd tickets. I don't understand. What is that? You found an email address for the embassy and a contact number for USCIS in Google. Are these not helpful? Are you not listening? I just told you earlier in the stream, you were here, that the embassy doesn't do refugees. That's not their job. Sending an embassy email is not going to accomplish anything. They created the PRM email because there was an in-country refugee program that is rarely done, and there was no mechanism for people to express their interest. Normally, you express your interest by rocking up at a United Nations High Commissioner on Refugee tent in Somalia or in Kenya or in Uganda, and you present yourself as a potential refugee. But there is no tent for you to present yourself, no building for you to present yourself. Therefore, they created that email. That was for the PRM. That's not there anymore. And they didn't answer questions. They just took your email for interest. Writing to the embassy will accomplish nothing except clogging their emails, and it will deny services to other people, including Americans who need access for services. Do not send emails to the U.S. Embassy. Do not send emails to USCIS unless they solicit it from you or it's listed as a public place to send it. It's not going to get you your answer. You're wasting their time and their resources and your time, and it's not helpful.
Ander review sit nog steeds daar vir my en jou. O weer. Ek refresh om 20 keer. Dalk het iets verander nou. Maar die portaal lag net terug en sê nee, refugee. Wag maar gou. My familie vra enige nuus. Ek sê nog glad nie vandag. Maar môre gaan ek weer gaan kyk. Al weet ek dis 'n grap. My case portal, jy maak my sommer deur mekaar. Elke dag kyk ek weer, maar niks verander keer op keer. Ander review hoor jy net toch, ek raak amper mal genoeg. As ek nog een keer refresh vandag, bel 20 keer getrouwd, nou soek al elke echtscheidingspapier. Die papieren lê in bokse, van Pretoria tot Kaapstad toe. Nou verstaan ek dalk die rede waarom alles stadig vloei. Ai, my kopieras, my keisportel, my keisportel. Jy maak my sommer deurmekaar. Elke dag kyk ek weer, maar niks verander keer op keer. Ander review hoor jy net toch. Ek raak amper mal genoeg. As ek nog een keer refresh vandag, bel hulle dalk vir wiskopies lach. Toe sê Chris Wyatt vir my eendag, luister nou mooi na wat ek sê. Luister, hou op, kyk na daai portal en gaan leef jou lewe normaal weer. Want dinge gebeur wanneer hulle moet. Jy kan dit nie forceer. Daai e-mail gaan eendag kom, en jou oproep ook, meneer. My keisportel, ek los jou nou vir 'n ruk. Geen refresh meer elke uur. Ek gee my brein weer bietjie geluk. Want eendag lei die telefoon, of daai e-mail kom dalk aan. En voordat ek heeltemal mal raak, vlieg ek na Amerika sonder my keisportal saam. So gaan aan met jou lewe, hou jou op en geloof. Van die portal skryf nie jou storie nie, jou toekoms lê nog voor. En wanneer hy vliegtuig opstyg, sal jy terugkyk met 'n lach. Al daai ander review daar was net deel van my
My case portal. Jy maak my sommer deurmekaar. Elke dag kyk ek weer. That's pretty good. Thank you for that, Debbie. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. So, that's pretty good. All right. U.S. is freeze illegal as per judge. Yeah, that has nothing to do with South Africa, and has nothing to do with the refugee program being frozen. Nope. That's different situation altogether. That what it was is, see, your statement is incorrect. That's about arbitrary things that USCIS has put into their policy, not Trump's decision to suspend refugees. There's two different things, and I don't even know why they're doing that, because it's not applicable. Charles Edward Kolk, thank you. Time to go patrol, and be careful on patrol. Got a reply, unable to schedule medical as administrative hold, ongoing further review. Okay. Oh, Madeline, that's crazy. Find a completed parent's case, but not ours. The parents are flying out. Okay, well, that's good for them. Can we find a song somewhere to share with my roommate? Which song? This one here? Sure. I'll give you the link to it. I'll give you the link to Debbie's song. That's Debbie's song. That's a very clever one. I think of a lot of cool songs, but I hadn't thought about making one about that portal because it annoys me. So she did it because she's watching it. Loving the song. Feels like the song was written about me, says Happy Mango. And God's Girl's under the weather. Sorry to hear that. Put the song on your music channel. I'll listen every time I want to check the portal. Well, it's on Debbie's. It's not my song. It's not mine. If she gives me permission to use it and lets me have it, that's a different story. If one has the option to fly within 2 to 4 weeks, I'm unable to position. I have no idea what Leslie Ann's talking about. Can you postpone for 24 months? Then you're really not being persecuted, are you, if you wait for 24 months? That old couple that have a YouTube channel, Happy Foreigners, said they've been in the USA for 3 months and still don't have an approval letter. Approval letter for what? You mean from USCIS saying they're approved to go to the U.S.? Yeah, I don't know anything about those people. They haven't offered to come to my program. If you want to postpone when you're not in danger. Exactly. If you want to postpone 40 months, you're not in danger. You're not being persecuted. Loretta says, thanks for all the live streams. Patient waiting. Okay, hang in, Loretta. I hope you get sorted because your daughter's here. Friends of ours applied in March. I already received first phone call, went for the fingerprints. Well, that's interesting, Nev. How would it work taking dogs or if pet lift does not take off again? You contact you contact an agency. First off, you're not bringing your pets with you when you fly over. That ain't happening. They're not going to be on a flight with you. That's not going to happen. What you need to do is leave them with someone you trust or somewhere you can board them, and then you need to make arrangements and you need to pay for it. It's going to cost you a fortune. Yep, it costs you between $3,500 and $10,000 depending on how many pets you've got. So you need to coordinate all that on your own. We've already shared people links for that. Other people share things. We've talked about that endlessly. I'm not going to go into that right now. You need to do research. It's not hard. Go to Google. What services are available for me to ship my dog from South Africa to America? And you'll find them, and then you have to pay them. For some people, it never happened. Why do you say for some people it never happened, Crescent Glow? That's not a founded statement. You don't have that founded on anything. What do you mean it'll never happen? So Crescent Glow, you see, this is the problem. The logic here makes no sense. Your logic makes no sense. Oh, because it takes 18, 24 months potentially to get someone over, and that's key, potentially. Then that means if I tell them I'm willing to wait 2 years, that means it's not that it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. You're making the argument that you're not, Anyway, people do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. If you think your logic works for you, follow your logic. Music channel Sparky is DJ Silver Eagle. DJ Silver Eagle topic. I'll get to that right now. If it takes DJ Silver Eagle topic. Okay. Still, wow, I lost a subscriber. Wow. We can't seem to gain subscribers there. So this one is not a personalized link, so you got to have the actual link for it. Paste. There you go. So that's DJ Silver Eagle topic. Not gaining any subscribers. That's a shame. But there you go. If you want to go subscribe to that, any of the 311 people still here. Know what services, but how does PetLift come into them? They don't. PetLift doesn't. Until they get their program up and running, it doesn't come into it. New cap doesn't mean 70,000 people. No, not by December. It's fiscal year, Stefan. Fiscal year. The U.S. government rarely works on calendar year. It's on fiscal year. 30 September, excuse me. Audris, thank you for 14 Rand. You sent me an email. Okay, where are we at here now? The Case Portal song is stuck in your head. Well, Debbie might get some more subscribers over there. The way she's going, she's got lots of time in her hands. She'll probably get more subscribers than I have, the way it's going. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it, okay? Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. I have to ask if you ever feel like you're hurting cats. Oh, I do, Leslie. And what's so insulting about all this is the attacks, the defamation, the slander, the criminal injuria, the insults, the attacks on me. Look, I spent my life working my ass off protecting this country and protecting the world. I've helped hundreds of thousands of people. I've kept hundreds of thousands of people from starving to death. I've freed people from virtual bondage. I've saved people's lives in combat. I mean, I've improved people's lives. And my reward for that is to get some smarmy, nasty comments on social media by leftist hate wankers and by people whose feelings are hurt because I don't tell them what they want to hear. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. Yep. Stefan, if they adhere to the pace, it could mean 10,000 come in June. Not likely. But yes, that means that in theory, 2,500 would come. Would that be 2,600 plus because they still have 335 that weren't used in the cap before June. So yes, that's what it means. And Heinrich, Steph, are you just tuning in? I've covered that topic at least 4 times in this stream in the last hour and 40 minutes. Linus wants to celebrate a birthday here, okay? Why do you think no denial has been handed out? Because it's a legitimate and serious situation. The only people who have not been able to come over are people who have self-eliminated themselves through lying, fraud, or past convictions. Yep. All right, cool beans. Motley Brew. I don't think I've seen that one before. Thank you, guys. Be sure to hit the like button. How do we do on likes? Did we finally get somewhere? 322 likes. Get a little bit of super chat revenue. 21 new members because someone handed out memberships. Thank you for that. That's it. I'm done. I will do night owls tonight, but I'm knackered now. You can email me, Spartan God. That's fine. Just make sure you put Spartan God in the subject line so I know who the heck it is, okay? I mean, half a dozen of you guys just, or 2 dozen of you just said you want to send me emails. That's 2 dozen more emails that I've got to spend time answering now if I get around to it. And it isn't easy. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Be sure to hit the like button. We'll catch you later. See, okay, before I go, I'm just going to make a point how it's all about me. It's all about me. So someone just said I keep attacking and knocking a dog, it's down. Well, the comments are out there, and I wasn't talking about that person. I'm talking about the bathrobe lady. I'm talking about the Sunnyside Prowler. I'm talking about the lunatic from the Netherlands. And these are just a handful of the people who say these things. So it's always about me, always about me, always about me. It's not about you. See, this is one of the problems and biggest frustrations I have with South Africans. So many people on social media in South Africa, whenever you talk about something, it's about me. It's not about you. Oftentimes someone will send me a WhatsApp or an email and they'll complain about something and then I'll go make a video about it. No, it's not about you. You're number 167 in a long line of people who pointed out this issue to me. And I think it's a concern, so I'm going to address it now. It's always about me, 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 me. It's not about you. Not about you. If it's about you, I'll tell you it's about you. If it's about you, I will tell you it's about you. All right? Cyril Ramaphosa, Ronald Lamola. Okay? That's how it works. If it's about you, I will say it's about you. All right? I don't pussyfoot around. I don't pretend. I don't hide behind things. Just love the puppies, man. Just love the puppies. Everybody loves puppies. Don't you love puppies? Come on, man. It's not about people always thinking it's about them. Love the puppies. Just love the puppies, man. Yeah. So, and by the way, if about you, Cool Beans, what you said about me is rude. It wasn't. It was just an opinion. It wasn't slander. I'm talking about people commit actual crimes. People commit actual crimes and do defamation of character. You haven't done that. You just were rude. So you guys gotta love the puppies, man. Just love the puppies. I love the puppies. Love the puppies.
Everybody loves puppies, don't they? Tiny little bundles that brighten every day. Black labs running circles in the summer sun. Collies in the meadow having so much fun. Poodles with their fluffy curls. Pyrenees watching over boys and girls. We all had a puppy once upon a time. A memory that still makes our hearts shine. You pet them, you hug them, you give them treats. Little paws following down every street. Through the laughter and the tears they stay, loving us a little more every day. They're cute and cuddly, friendly and true. Always there no matter what you're going through. A wagging tail can make the darkest skies turn blue. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the joy they bring us all along. From the smallest bark to the loudest howl, they fill our hearts and they make us smile. Love the puppies, everyone, playing in the grass and chasing the sun. Through every season, come what may, a dog's love never fades away. Sir Winston loved his faithful friends, Rufus by his side until the very end. Audrey Hepburn walking down the avenue with Mr. Famous tagging along too. Alexander the Great had Peritas near, a loyal companion through triumph and fear. Queen Elizabeth's corgis ran through palace halls, proof that puppy love unites us all. Great leaders know what simple hearts can teach, a lesson of loyalty within our reach. No title, throne, or victory above can never replace the good dog's love. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the joy they bring us all along. From the smallest bark to the loudest howl, they place in the sun. Through every season, come what may, a dog's love never fades away. The Wyatt Army loves them too. Every shape, every size, every shade and hue. From Holly the Dachshund, so little and bright, to CT the German Shepherd, standing proud and upright. The Colonel's loved his puppies through the years, sharing happy moments and drying countless tears, because the bond between a dog and friend is a story that never truly ends. Some people spend the day spreading doubt and noise, but puppies remind us of life's simple joys. True hearts see clearly, they always do. A wagging tail speaks louder than rumors ever could. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the friends who walk beside us all along. From Paw Patrol adventures to Lassie's faithful ways, they've been lighting up our lives for generations of days. Love the puppies, everyone, running free beneath the golden sun. From puppy paws to silver muzzles gray, we'll love our dogs forever and a day. Everybody loves puppies, yes it's true, and every grown-up dog was once a puppy too. So raise a treat, share a smile, stay a while, and let those happy tails stretch another mile. Love the puppies, love the dogs, love the friends who love us most of all.
People still here? I have an announcement. My trip to Atlanta this week, I already turned off the light. My trip to Atlanta this week, and I was asked to go to Decatur yesterday, and I said, yeah, I'll try to arrange that. Now, I'm doing that at great inconvenience to myself, and I was added to a WhatsApp group where people coordinating about my visit. I've been removed from that WhatsApp group, so now I'm considering not going to Decatur. I don't appreciate the personal insult of removing me from your group when I haven't violated your rules. Don't add me to your WhatsApp groups and then remove me, because you're going to be dead to me. I'm now considering just forgetting the whole Decatur piece. I don't need that. I don't need that. That's an insult. I didn't say or do anything in that group, and I was removed from it. So don't invite me to your groups and then remove me. That's a deeply personally insulting thing, and I don't think I'm going to go to Decatur now. I don't need this sort of nonsense. If people don't want me there, then I won't be there. I don't need this. That's unacceptable. That's just rude and disrespectful. I don't need that, and so I'm going to reassess that. I really don't need that nonsense. That's just disrespectful and rude. I was added to the group and then removed from it. I never said or did anything. No explanation. No one wrote to me. So you know what? I don't need that sort of thing. So the meet and greet for Decatur at the moment is now off. I don't need to waste my time for people that are going to be so rude and disrespectful to me. I didn't ask to be put in the group. I didn't ask to be taken out of the group. I was put in the group and I was taken out. Yep. And I know who did it. So, that's just rude. I was removed from the group. Yep. So I'm done. The Decatur visit is off now. That's going to take an apology, and I'm not going to go short of an apology. I'm very angry now. I'm very, very angry. And that's not the first time it's happened. I've just tolerated in the past before when people put me in groups and they take me out. So, I'm actually my blood is boiling right now because of that. My blood is boiling. I didn't ask to be put in your group. I'm bending over backwards to make my time available to people, and this is how I'm rewarded. No, I don't need to Decatur. I don't need to visit people. I don't need to see refugees. I don't need to fly somewhere for self-affirmation. I don't need to spend my money to go places. Wow. I don't need this. That is out of my way and interferes with my day. I could be relaxing. Yep. So that was a mistake. You shouldn't have done that to me. You shouldn't have been so disrespectful and rude to me. I don't need that. I'm gobsmacked by that. I'm gobsmacked by it. I would put it on the screen except that people's numbers are up there, and I'm not going to disclose their numbers. I'm not going to out their numbers. You can't send messages to this group because you're no longer a member. Someone just removed me a short while ago. Wow. Unbelievable. Neff sent pictures. He wants me to show pictures of his apartment. Okay. Yeah. The problem with that, Neff, is I got to download them because, let me just do that now. Save as. Let me just try to save that. Oh, come on. Where's it at? Okay. And so people want to see where Neff's apartment is, okay? It is very hurtful. My feelings are hurt. I didn't do anything to deserve that. People do stupid things. They don't even think about the impact. You know, I have feelings too. That's just rude. That's just rude. Just plain rude. So I'm trying to get to these messages. Give me a second here, folks. He sent me these things, but I have to save them. Otherwise, I compromise his name because it's in my account under his name. Okay, that's not a particularly helpful picture. There we go. So I'm not going to show all of them. I'll show most of them. So just be patient here, folks. Yeah, that is, you know, wow. We're not machines here. I don't know what that purpose of that was. That was really rude. Really rude. I don't get that. It's not the first time it's happened. If you don't want me there, then don't invite me. And if I do something that offends your group and you say that's inappropriate, that's fine too. Just let me know. But I haven't even sent a message there. I haven't even said, hey, I'm coming, and this is what they do. That's not cool. That's really not cool. Just relax. Please be patient. He sent me all these images. I'm trying to save them now. I have to go through them. Okay. Okay. He sent me a lot of pictures, so he's going to show you his place, what it looks like. Okay. Takes a few moments to get through all this. Okay, okay, yeah. Come on, bless it. Wow, my blood is boiling. My blood pressure just... People worry about my blood pressure all the time. Don't get excited, Colonel. Well, my blood pressure is up right now. My heart rate is up. It's elevated. I bet you if I got my little device out... Do I have my little device here? That's not it, is it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this little device right here. How to get that out and check my blood pressure right now, or not my heart rate, because that I'm boiling. That is not cool. That is not cool. And don't bother adding me back in it. I don't want to be in your group. If someone tries to add, I don't want to be part of a group where I'm not wanted. I don't need that. No one needs that. Wow, that's just wow. You see? You see? What do you mean it's not valid? Why is that number not valid? Okay, let me try that again. I must add a character and I didn't realize. I don't need a picture of your geezer, man. Okay, so this is a refuge in the States now. This is where they're living at. Okay, you said 15 pictures. I didn't do all of them. I already got 15. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so now we're going to do it. Hey, Loretta. Okay. What happened here? I love this puppy song. Me too, Barbara. It came out really well. Ultimate disrespect. Yep. You can give it to someone. Yep. Still new. Emailed them multiple times to get generic response. We're all adults on our case, so we're still waiting. I don't know what Candy's talking about here. Shocking. Unbelievable. Hendrik gave 35 Rand. Welcome to you, Hendrik. Thank you for first super chat. And Pete's Party sent a hug. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. 40 Rand. Atlantine says, I still love you, Colonel. Sorry, my captain. Yeah, that would piss me off too. Yep. Have a Coke and Shandy and watch a mystery. Loretta, thank you for 14 Rand. Just rejoined. Someone tell me what happened. I'm not going to describe the group. What just happened, Stuart? Well, what just happened is that I was asked yesterday if I could make a stop in Decatur, Georgia, which is on the east side of Atlanta, which wasn't part of my trip. And my trip is already circumscribed. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I leave on Tuesday. It's a very short period of time. Lots to do, traveling to Greenville, South Carolina, coming back to Monroe, going here, going there, going all over the place. And I was asked if I could make a trip to Decatur. And someone said, yeah, there's a lot of refugees here. There's a complex, and we were getting it all lined up. Somebody added me to the group there so I could, see what, people are there. I never commented in the group. I never said anything. At least I don't recall saying anything. And I was just removed from it during this live broadcast. I was removed from the group. So we're done. There's no Decatur trip. If people are going to be, if they don't want me there, then I won't be there. I don't understand that. I do not understand that. I do not understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm going to load the puppy song. I don't load it on the music channel, Loretta. That's done automatically once I distribute it through DistroKid. I haven't distributed it yet. But what I will do is I'll go ahead and load it on my channel. If you guys will watch it, I'll load it on my channel, okay? Okay. You're only human. They are so rude, really uncool, these people. Yeah. Look, maybe it was innocent, but look, if I remove you from my group and you haven't done anything wrong, I'm going to tell you it's because you're in multiple groups. We've had that where people have joined more than one of the refugee groups, and we're like, there's only so many slots. So Hendo noticed you're in both groups, so he deleted you from this group. We tell you that. But I didn't ask to be part of that group, and I'm bending over backwards to go out of my way to give up my time, my valuable life, to meet with people, to answer the questions, and also meet people who want to meet with me. Going out of my way, and I'm added to a group, and then I'm just removed. Nobody tells me. They just do it. Oh, Thelma, it happens like this a lot. People are just, it's a shame. Again, it may have been innocent, but that's not how you handle things. That's not how professionals handle things. Someone should have said to me, well, maybe they're planning a secret surprise for me and they didn't want me to know about it because I'm in the group. Then tell me. I'll load the puppy song up after I'm done here, okay? All right, so don't worry. That'll get published. Okay. Anyway, feel free to go watch my videos from today. I put a lot of videos out yesterday and today. They're not getting a lot of views, which is a bummer, but that's life. You need a puppy. Yeah, so, yeah, anyway. All right, cool beans. That's going to do it for today, folks. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. Yeah, you can email Candy. 9 months. Wow, that's crazy. Make sure you include a case number. Can't do anything without case numbers. Faith Pharmacy, you do so many things all the time. You're a very busy person. It's unfair, the expectations people have, and people with main character syndrome. Actually, some kind of, yep. Craven says, yes, the lady just said she removed innocently due now to being Decatur and Kenridge. That's what I said. That's what I said. It may have been innocent, but that's not what you do. You don't just remove people. That was deeply insulting. I took that as an insult. I wasn't contacted. I didn't ask to go in there, and I was removed. There's nobody that's in this refugee program who doesn't know who I am. If someone adds me to your group and you remove me, you do it intentionally, whether it's innocent or not. If you don't want me in there or you don't want me commenting, then just tell me. It's as simple as that. Anyway. All right, Craven. Yeah, that's, but I'm deeply offended by that. That was, my blood's up. I mean, I honestly, I don't get mad about many things, but that pissed me off. Yes, Dorothy, you can emails. That's okay, Craven, Sam. That's okay. It's okay. But I mean, like I said, it may have been innocent. I said that before you wrote that. I said it might have been innocent, but that's not how you do things. Anyway, wow. So, anyway. All right, Bucky, what are we going to do, man? You hit the road. All right, you guys take care. You know, you might have me sent in for a mental health evaluation. I keep talking to my stuffed animal. You know, I talk to Pikachu. I talk to Bucky. You might want to send me in for an evaluation. Yes, Salazar. Do you see me screaming? I'm not screaming, and I said I allowed it might have been innocent, but that's not how you do things. Yeah, Bucky's here for me. Yeah, my buddy's here. Here you go. This is for my blood pressure, or not blood pressure, for my pulse rate. This is that thing. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it. She said I can have the song. Okay. All right. Can't Boromycete. No, Boromycete are more headaches than they're worth. All right, guys. Take care. Cheers. Be well.